Hey guys, and welcome back to some more ARK Survival Evolved. I've been up to a couple of things since the last episode. Not as much as usual, don't worry. One of them being, as you can see right here, I decided to go ahead and paint up the new Argentavis. Haven't got a name for her yet, as that episode doesn't come out yet, but I decided to go ahead and give her a paint job just like I did for Argent, except this time I figured I'd make it a little bit more vibrant. Now, I just found this online, just simply googled like Argentavis ARK painting, you know, something to that extent, and this is one of the earlier results. But I think she looks really cool. Definitely does make it stand out quite a bit more, doesn't it? I don't normally paint with I don't normally play with the colours and dyes and such, but I've been really enjoying it so far. But saying that, since the last episode, I have been bringing up the RGs a little bit more, and actually, I did finally manage to find a high-level male Anki I've been after. I can't remember if it was 174 or 168, but either way, it was finally the high-level one. So, as you can see here, I went up and bred a bunch of Ankis. Well, actually, just one, I think, and this one here, the saddle. Yes, the 313. And let me tell you guys, imprinting an Ankilo to get, like, obsidian, metal crystal, it was worth all the waiting and searching for it. It really, really was. But saying that, after I went ahead and bred that one up, I bred up a couple more RGs to try and, you know, just like fish for mutations, which I did end up getting in the end. So I managed to get this one here, the 250, which is a stat mutation, but not only is it a stat mutation, it is oxygen. Like, literally, the least possible useful thing that I could have gotten. In fact, Argentavis can't even go in the water. Like, if you tried to go in the water with Argentavis, they like just dismount you and refused. So this oxygen stat mutation truly is the absolute most useless thing I possibly could have gotten. But whatever, you know, mutation. Saying that though, I went ahead and bred her up, and I got this one here. Actually, is that from that, or is that another one? No, that was from the original parents. I don't think this one was anything special in the end, but she is a female. Oh, actually. No, she did roll a higher level. Okay, that's right. So she didn't mutate, but she's a higher level, so now she's like a better female to breed with. Unless, of course, we go for this one, which is an even higher level. Although it doesn't really make much of a difference, just oxygen. But saying all that, when I bred up the Ankis like a second time, I did get this one. And as you guys can see from the patterning, this is a colour mutation. It went ahead and spawned or hatched with a blue colour, which I thought was really, really cool. So, you know, it kind of sucks about the Anki I already have. I believe the stats are about the same. I haven't actually compared. But actually, it's a female. Well, what gender's the other one? I think they're both females, so I don't think it really matters come to think of it. What are you? Yeah, you're a female. Ah, that's too bad. Breeding them together would have been amazing. You know, nothing like a bit of a casual incest in ARK. Very common in ARK, I have to say, which is like kind of disturbing, but hey-ho. But, to the point of this episode, as you can imagine, all this breeding and taming and this absolute kerfuffle of crap, we're at this point again, guys. We're at the point once again where we've just got too much stuff. And let's face it, no one wants to watch a Let's Play where the first 5 minutes is just a laggy base. So what I'm thinking for today, guys, is that we're going to go ahead and build a couple of things. And while we are building these things, do you remember the 150 Malthus, I was really happy to finally get D-Loving Torrents here? Well, and also, I can't forget this, how I was complaining that it took 3.5 hours to tame. Yeah, I can't forget that bit. Well, when I booted up my game this morning on my server to check out, like, get a couple of things finished, wait for my hatchlings to finish growing, all that kind of stuff, and a bit of micromanaging. When I booted up the server, I saw a couple of 13ers outside. I was like, oh, okay. Is that a Diplo in my trap? What the hell? That's not what I was going to say. It just took a dump in my trap. Freaking Diplos, man. Oh, they are actually like... It's level 84 as well. It's got a lot of HP. These are the worst animal in the game. I freaking hate Diplos. Well, I ruined what I was going to say. TLDR. Just hovering outside, I found a 174 male Therizino, which I'm going to try. Look, there you go. Okay. And by the looks of it, his stats are not actually that bad. It's got some decent movement speed, which kind of sucks actually, just a waste. A decent weight, very decent stamina, and decent food. And the rest of it's like, meh. But yeah, there's actually a Diplo. Like, I don't. Oh, hello, Tapper. Okay. There's a lot of weird things happening today. Level 6. I'll screw you then. How did that get in there? I mean, I have the bloody thing fenced off. Look at this. I mean, I can clearly walk over it then, I guess. That's not meant to happen. Right, well. The idea is, while I'm building everything, I'm going to tame up the Therosaurs. This is going to take about 3.5, 4 hours. Although, I do finally have some megalosaurs on my aberration map. I've actually been getting some eggs. So that is something that I might actually do, is go ahead and see how many eggs I've gotten since. Because that is something I'm planning on doing in general. Like, I want my servers to actually be, you know, across cluster, having more connected. When I play Scorched Earth, I'll be doing the same thing, connecting everything together, and maybe Ragnarok. So, I'm quite happy to bring Megalosaurus eggs to this map, because let's face it, it's going to be a long time before I get them on, you know, legitimately here. And what's the point in having cross-server if you don't use it, you know? But, so yeah, I'm going to check that out in a while, actually. But that's going to be an interesting tame, but while that's taming up, I'm going to be going ahead and building stuff. This freaking Diplo, though, I'm speechless that there's a freaking Diplo in my trap. I mean, it's just typical, you know. It's like the game knows. It knows what is the most annoying thing it can shove in there to trigger me. Oh yeah, a Diplo. Okay, well. So there are two things I plan on building this episode. It's going to be a lot of montage because I do plan on building a lot today. So there's two things. One of them is I'm going to be moving the entire kibble farm over there. I'm not sure the location just yet, but what I'm thinking of doing is this entire building here, or this entire, you know, purpose here, I'm not entirely sure just yet, but I'm going to build some kind of base or, you know, like maybe just like a little open circle. That look kind of crap actually. Maybe just like another box building like this, and just move the entire kibble farm elsewhere, since I'm pretty sure that they'll carry on laying eggs. I just have to go in there every now and then and render it up. But more importantly, it'll reduce a lot of the lag around here, which is, you know, the kind of the aim of things. The building itself, I'll be keeping that here. I'm not sure what I'll use for it just yet. Maybe I can use it like a stable for some of my more favourite tames, such as the Jowie, for instance. Like maybe the Sabertooth, maybe like a Nagi or two that I particularly use often. You get the idea. So I'll be moving to Kibble Farm. But the second thing that I plan on building, this will be like the more interesting build tonight. And that'll be some kind of treehouse complex thing. Now, first of all, I'm running around in circles. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. That's right. I wanted to get a, I wanted to get to an S+ crafting bench. There we go. Doesn't even matter which one, just one of them. Treehouse or wooden tree platform. The metal one is actually, how much metal do I have? Oh wow, that's a lot of metal. Huh. But no, I don't want a metal one though. I would much rather have a regular, like, tree thing. Since it's going to be a tree house, so, like, I'm not playing PvP, so it doesn't have to be fortified. Oh, can I not make it in there? Oh, bugger. Right, it's in the smithy now, isn't it? So, how many of these do I want to make? I can easily afford that, especially if the snails producing all the Acatina paste. So, cementing paste, which is usually my bottleneck, is actually no problem. I'm going to go ahead and make 3. I think 3 is going to be, like, a really safe number to go with. And we'll go ahead and check out and see the general placement and such, and then we can, like, figure out a basic plan of action. Go ahead and put those there. Oh, I'm encumbered. Ooh. Well, good thing I have an archer right behind me. So, if you guys remember, much earlier on when the map was still, you know, quite new and early and things, so around this location here where I've got the old greenhouse, which I still haven't gotten rid of for some reason, even though it's, you know, completely spoiled by now. around here where I had the tree set up here, this is where I plan on having my, what do you call it, my treehouse complex area thing. So, first of all, let's go ahead and see then where these are going to snap. The sound, for instance, will snap there. Now, as you can see, there are the 2 beehives down there, which I actually do want to keep. I know I can just, like, go ahead and tame them, but I quite like there being some natural beehives here. I'm just going to go a little bit lower then and get, like, an idea of how that's going to snap and if I can interact with them. I think I can. I can rotate it. Ooh. Alright, in that case, I do want to rotate it just a little bit more in that direction to have that opening there. It's actually kind of awkward. Yeah. About... Oh, sod it. Doesn't matter, I'll put it anywhere. Okay, so like that, for instance. Now, what I do want to quickly see is, can I still interact with the beehives if I wanted to? I can. Good. And I can. Sweet. Right, so that's going to be like the first main platform then. Now, the next one, Is it going to snap above or below? I think it's going to snap above, isn't it? It is, yeah. Can I put one below? Only overlapping. Well, I obviously don't want that, do I? Now, what about one over here? That's on the same level. Not sure how I feel about that. If it was like up above, then that'd be quite a bit more interesting. Did I just yet then? What about over here? Like, I want something like quite large. Quite expansive, but not like ridiculously large. Obviously, I need it to be functional. Oh, that's a pteranodon. Never mind. I thought that was a Christmas tapper. Okay, about there. How would that look in comparison to that positioning over there? Yeah, it's about the same level, but that's actually quite a nice distance. I could make like some nice fancy bridge going over that. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to do that? I think I might do actually. Go ahead and stick one there then. And then the third one, I'm not sure just yet. Well, oh, actually, there's 2 more hives right there. Okay. That was quite convenient, actually. Right, so, I'm not sure about putting the third one then. I'm just going to keep the third one in my RG's inventory for now. So, the general idea between or behind this is, first of all, its main purpose is going to be a secondary area for crops. Since I obviously have my one next to base, I'm keeping that one where it is. But I want to have an additional one for like mass-producing crops. I've got the nice slow and steady one at base, and I have a very large one here. And I'll be able to accomplish that by using Africanized Bee Hives, which is a Structures Plus item here. Let me find it. Here we go. This is an exceptionally dangerous beehive. It produces honey and waters nearby crops. That right there being the absolute key thing. That requires a lot of honey. Oh dear, I might not have that. In fact, I need to get some more beehives in the first place, so this is going to be quite interesting. But anyway, point being, I'm going to be using that to utilise the water source. I know I have this water source right down here, but I really don't want to go mucking around with, like, one, I don't want to muck around with irrigation pipes, but two, the main thing is having the beehives is also producing honey. And that is the second thing that I want to, as well as the crops, is a lot of honey. And I mean, a lot of honey. Hence why I'm keeping these 2 down here, for example. They'll, like, every time I need them, I just go ahead and yank 5 out of these. Or, like, 5 each out of those 2. I can maybe yank another 5 or 10 here as well if I want to incorporate those. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just go ahead and tame them. I don't know just yet. But also, as well as the honey and the crops, what I'll be able to do around here is if I can install, like, an electrical cooker, in which case I will need a water source, it just occurred to me. Well, either way. If I get a industrial cooker here, and a bunch of other stuff, I can turn this into a vegetable cake factory. Which is something I'm going to be needing sorely later on when it comes to things like, for example, bot whites. There is a strategy with the broodmother where you can actually take her on Therazinos instead of Rexes. But as you guys can imagine, with that you'll need a lot of vegetable cakes. And I'm talking a lot. With my stacking mod, I could probably have a couple hundred, maybe even thousands. Which might be overkill, but you know what? I'd be really happy to try it out. Plus, it's one of them things really, you know, why not? Why not have that much? And for an additional 4th point, if I can, like, amazingly incorporate all of this design down here, like some big epic bridge or tunnel or whatever, just generally an awesome building practice for myself, I could even include maybe some kind of water pen. I've been told you actually can swim like big sea dinos down here. I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure I believe it. There is a major river actually. Maybe it is possible. I don't know yet. But mainly for Dimetrodon kibble. As Dimetrodons is the last thing that I'm sorely lacking and I do need it. So overall though, like the biggest point is I think it's just be like a wicked build. As far as the treehouse design goes, I have been watching a huge amount of GG Fizz's videos lately. I've mentioned him before, I'll mention him again. He's an absolutely amazing builder for ARK. He really is just incredible in his building designs. I've been watching some of his treehouse buildings. It's given me a lot of inspiration. So you might see some very familiar techniques if you also watch his channel. It's going to be incorporating a lot of the general levels of the treehouse, not just plonking everything onto the platform, but really taking advantage of the, you know, the Z-axis, the upper and the lower part of the structure, which as you can imagine will be incorporating these beehives right here. So this is going to be a huge amount of trial and error. So as I try to do my buildings, guys, sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. was probably going to be a very long montage. And so here we have the final product of the treehouse complex vegetable cake farm thingamabob. Need to work on the name, but here we have it in the end. So I decided to go with one of them being a bit of a open plan building, with the other one being closed, and I'll explain why in a moment. Well, mainly for this one, I was following, you know, loosely to what GG Fizz was doing in his treehouse design. Obviously trying to make it, you know, a little bit different, a little bit mine, and, you know, for whatever I need. But I tried to include a lot of, you know, get a lot of inspiration from his design, such as this little platform up here, which, to be fair, doesn't really serve any purpose. I mean, I ended up putting a turret up here just so, you know, any random RGs that may come and attack, they're dealt with quickly. But otherwise, that's about it for this little platform here. I just really like that additional design to it. This entire outer room here all being raised. I ended up adding the glass house, or the greenhouse here for myself, since obviously this is meant to be for farming and such. And after a bit of a trial and error, I decided to have it, you know, as you guys can see here, just instead of like doors or anything, or having a ceiling, I've just opened up this one, or like opened up the entrance all the way. That's easy to walk through, no collision, no worries, no doors. Just, you know, like nice and simple. And going with 3 of each vegetable, since the berries, I've got the berries handled at home at base. I just needed a lot of vegetables, and I'd say these are doing quite nicely so far. I've got this lady here, what's it again, the gardener? There she is, yeah. Oh, bring those jars with me. I got a gardener doing her thing. It has admittedly been a bit of a while since I actually did build itself. So we've had time for, you know, like the crops to grow, for her to have collected a bunch of stuff. We've got a lot of tree taps here as well, which has a lot of freaking sap. Oh, okay, that's a lot of sap. Let's go ahead then. Come over here to this chest. And I can't do that, okay. Let's do it in here then instead. Just, let's see how much sap we have so far. Yeah, okay. It couldn't even trap through all of it. But I've got a fair amount of tree sap that's been produced so far. Let's try that again. You're going to pull it all in? There you go. Wow. 7,000, over 7,800 basically. That's not bad going so far. So I think it's safe to say that my tree sap necessities are, you know, kind of dealt with. And if we go down here, so like I said before, I was trying to follow like a bit of what GG Fizz had in mind. And he also had like this little platform down here. His was a lot more built up in the end. I wasn't, you know, like this is my first time building this kind of thing. So I couldn't really make anything complex. But I tried to adapt it so that it could be used as a landing pad for the RG. You know, whenever I actually bother to land down here and not, you know, on the main thing. But as we go into here, we've got all these all, this great big platform area here. Since, like I said, I want to be able to interact with these. I've come to realise I don't actually need these at all anymore, but to be fair, I like them for the aesthetic. Some nice wild beehives, since, like, a major part of all this design is, you know, to have bees. It seems quite nice to have some wild ones. I've got the poo collector here, which is going to pick up any poo nearby, and also any eggs, you know. If there happens to be a wild egg nearby, I kind of want to pick it up. Although, unfortunately, it's not been the case so far. But I haven't made the stable yet, so I said at the beginning of the episode I wanted to, you know, have all this done here, but also I wanted to move the stable. I've not done that yet for 2 reasons. One, for time. But also, I changed my mind about how I want to do the stable. Rather than just moving the building elsewhere, I was thinking of maybe having it like within this area here, and that way it gives the item collector, you know, it actually gives it stuff to pick up. Makes it a little bit more useful. It means I'm more likely to render in the stable, the kibble farm for instance. You know, there's multiple reasons, it just makes everything a little bit more efficient. And I was thinking of maybe having the stable, imagine the building as it is so far, extend downwards to the ground. Since I said before I wanted to have like this little tunnel-esque thing all the way down here for the Dimensions. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, because this really is like a lot bigger than I expected. But I might have the kibble farm here instead. And that way they can like not only provide the kibble and the eggs, but also provide the feces required for all of the fertilizer and such. But enough of all of that. As we go down this bridge here, which I tried to... Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. Which I tried to like mould into the building as well as I could. I think it looks alright. It's obviously not perfect, but I think it looks okay. But all the way up here, I can't go in there with the birds, so I'm going to go ahead and leave her here. But I made this... Despite it being a closed design, it's also very open at the same time. Not really sure why I wanted that, considering how like areas like over here, I could just, you know, run out. But I kind of like it. I like it. Something about it. It just feels, I don't know. I just like the design. That's all I can say, really. Like, in the end, when it comes to building, if you like it, you like it. You know, don't change it. Don't ruin it. Got some more combo spins over here. I've got the, you're the farmer, who'll be distributing any of the, any of the poo that the item collector picks up. Puts it in here, puts it in the crops over there. Unfortunately, it all reaches, so it's all nice and good. All within range. Now, all of these here are the Africanized Bee Hives. If I go anywhere near them, I am going to take a lot of damage. I won't die because I actually have quite a lot of HP. But it will very nearly kill me. I've tried to enclose it as much as I could. As you guys can see there, it makes no difference. They will still attack me if I go near it. So you know what? Fine. I'll just leave it as an aesthetic. But the good side is that they're producing a lot. So I'm actually getting a cooker over here. Since, like I said, this is all meant to be for... Oh god, another... Wow, load of sap there. This is meant to be for, like, mass-producing kibble and veggie cakes. So I've got a cooker here, got some fridges. Is there anything in these? There is... Yes, that's right. 308 honey in there. Nothing in there. Admittedly, it's been a while since I've come back here. Like I said, it's been a while since I finished the building itself. So I'm not sure how much honey's been produced, guys. I think we should find out together. We've seen there's a couple hundred crops, which I'm very happy with. There's 7,800 sap that was inside the pipes. Or the taps, more like. So for the Africanized honeybees, which turns out, by the way, produce a lot more honey than I expected. Man, do they produce a lot. How much do we have? Where is it? Damn. That's a lot of honey. That's 2,000 honey. So I've got just shy of 2,300 giant bee honey. I think it's safe to say, guys, we don't have to worry about honey at all anymore. Which I'm very glad about, because it's not really used for that many things, but the things it is used for, you know, you can need like quite a quantity of it. Or I could bring a lot of that to me with to Aberration, since getting bees there has been a bit of a pain. And of course, Fat Ass died, so I'd like a new roll rat. And if I've got, you know, 2,300 honey here, I may as well use some of it, you know. Makes sense in my mind. But last but not least, as we come down here, we've got the, you know, like obligatory beds. Got some power over here as well. Actually, how much I got? Oh, plenty. Okay, we're good. So yes, obligatory bed. All of this around here, which I actually couldn't hide. Right, that was it, so ignore that. Come back down here then, and you got the beehive there. There was another one over here. That's right. Okay, so there is one here, but I can't interact with it, which is a bit unfortunate, but at the same time, it doesn't actually matter since the Africanized bee hives produce so much anyway. So now, like I was saying earlier, all these random hives here truly are just purely for aesthetical reasons. Aesthetical? Okay, you know what I mean by that. So yeah, this is the treehouse farmy vegetable complexy so far. Pretty much done. I'm really happy with it, to be fair. Oh, and the lighting, of course. So a lot of the lighting on the inside is all just like the bright white regular stuff, but on the outside, I started to put in like a couple of different lights here. Oh wait, that one looks like the white one. I think it is. Where is it? Over here? Yes, as you can see here, that one's a little bit more tanned. Maybe that one is as well then. I don't know. Either way. I ended up changing the colour of some of the lights, so that during the night time, it's a lot more of a natural coloration. Since, I don't know about you guys, but one of my biggest issues with the electrical lighting in the game is it's often too bright. It's like a really bright white. God, all these bloody rhyming to bright white light. Jesus. I hope you guys are following me. They're normally just so bright and kind of a little bit harsh to look at, like particularly my base. I think I might be changing that over there and following this pattern of just having like slightly dimmed, you know, a little bit on the orangey, yellowy side, so it just looks a little bit more natural. Like, you can see it quite nicely here, the way it reflects off the metal. It just looks so much more natural, and I prefer it. I might be doing that with lighting just in general from now on, with like a bit of white here and a bit of tan there. But yeah, after all of that rambling, this is it. I'm really happy with this, and it's become incredibly more functional than I expected. The crops are a little bit slow, but that's why I've got 3 of them instead of just 1 like I do at base. The fertiliser, I'm a little bit concerned about that, because it might run out of fertiliser fairly soon unless I manually give it more. or, you know, I give the farmer some more. Although, if I do end up going with the stable idea of having the kibble farm like extended to this and beneath it, that will mean that not only will they pick up eggs, but also any feces that they'll produce will go straight into fertilizer as well, and it'll just be even more efficient. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully the episode's not quite as long as the previous building ones. I'm hoping it's of moderate length. But guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I really got to give like a huge thanks to GG Fizz for all of his buildings. I know I keep on mentioning him, but I find them really easy to follow, really helpful, and at times quite inspiring actually. Even though I do a lot of building in, like, say, Spore, I'm really not quite getting my own imagination with it yet in ARK. So fortunately, with his videos being quite inspiring, it's really been helping me out a lot. So thank you, man. Thank you very much. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you look forward to the next one. Trying to mix it up a bit between, you know, like a bit of building here, a bit of taming there, a bit of breeding there, you know, like kind of mix and match it all up a bit. I hope you're liking it so far. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy the next one. Have a lovely day, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.